everyone, welcome to the Peace and Love podcast. I'm your host, Siva, like the river, as I tell new people when I meet them. But today, I'm cooking up this episode for you. I think you'll really like it. It's all about becoming comfortable in your body. And this is a topic that people go on and on and on and on and on about. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen it, from just talk about body positivity to body inclusivity and just body acceptance. It's a big thing in our culture right now. But rarely do people ever address, okay, well, actually, how do I get comfortable in my body? Like maybe they have plus size models now, but I mean, yay for inclusivity, but what does that got to do with me, right? And I'm not hating on that. I'm just saying how you learn to be comfortable in your body is a journey for you. And really nothing on the outside can really change that path besides you. It's all about getting comfortable just in your skin without having to lose a pound, without having to change your wardrobe, without having to be a different girl. Like you as you can feel not just sexy, but actually just feel relaxed to be in your body. So that's what today is going to be all about, is actually, well, if we are wanting to be that version of ourselves that is talking to people, connecting with high quality men, knowing, like going out on dates that are fun, talking to new people that we're excited to talk to. In order for us to do those things comfortably, we really have to have a level of love and acceptance with ourselves. And it's your new friend era. It's your high quality men era. You've probably already been doing your best to put yourself out there. You've been talking to new people. You've been trying to find quality men. But every single time you're talking to someone new, maybe you feel that friction of like, ugh, what if they reject me? What if it doesn't go the way I want? When I'm talking to new people, sometimes I'm not feeling comfortable and safe in my body. When I'm in new situations, sometimes I get nervous. And this is the podcast for you. Congratulations. You found your new home. I'm excited to welcome you to the community. Join the vibes here. So I'm going to jump right into why this is actually transformative, what it's going to do for your life, my experience, and how I can help you. So let's roll up our sleeves. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm literally rolling up my sleeves because it's really hot in here. But if you're just listening, we're metaphorically rolling up our sleeves and getting to work on this issue. And first of all, let's talk about why this is so transformative. Feeling comfortable in your body changes literally every single thing in your life. It affects how you feel from the moment you wake up in the AM to the time you go to sleep, where you put your head on that pillow, and maybe even while you're trying to fall asleep. It is one of those things that just never really leaves you if you don't feel 100% relaxed in your body, because obviously it's your body. There's no way out of it. Obviously, we know the common benefits of feeling comfortable in your body. It makes you feel relaxed. It makes you feel more enjoyable just living your life. That gets you to the point where you're waking up in the morning, looking in the mirror, looking at yourself without brushing your teeth, before you've done your makeup, even showered. You're like, I look good. Or even after a meal where maybe you're a little bit bloated, you're thinking, I can still get it though. Anyways, those moments, maybe you're on your period and your body image is a little bit different that week, and still looking in the mirror and saying, oh my gosh, I adore my body. I am such a goddess. I'm so grateful that my body can do all these incredible things, and I still look good. My body is doing all of these different things and I still look beautiful. And I want you to know, like, these obviously are probably the biggest benefits from feeling confident in your skin. And it's possible, not just in general, but for you. It is possible for you to feel 100% relaxed in your body, just loving who you are, being alone, enjoying your own space. If you weren't meant to enjoy your body, you wouldn't have your body. So it's biological to you, and make it make sense. You're meant to love your body. I also want you to know there's a little bit more subtle perks of being confident in your body. And I would say, I'll get into this later, it's a journey. But the depth at which you're comfortable in your body is the depth at which you experience life. The depth at which you are comfortable in your body is the depth you are comfortable experiencing life. And so when you are comfortable within yourself, it makes life easier. You're comfortable in situations where it might be uncomfortable. I'm not saying you're 100% comfortable all the time, but you're more comfortable getting out of your comfort zone. You're more comfortable going up and talking to people. You're more comfortable putting yourself out there, going on dates with high quality men. You are more comfortable just putting yourself out there, being yourself, like literally showing up as yourself. You're okay to have a picture of you out there that doesn't look 100% great. You're okay to have your picture taken in general. Like, these are all the ways that we just can show up fully as ourselves, and more possibilities when we're just freaking chill with how we feel in our bodies, not always having to prove something to somebody or look a certain way to feel okay to sleep well at night. It also has to do with your magnetism. When you are out there being your beautiful goddess, sexy, like authentic self, you will be magnetic. I got to do a whole episode just on polarity and how to be your polarizing self. But when you are being authentically yourself, you are going to be a polarizing person, because anybody who isn't polarizing just isn't being their natural self. A polarizing person is a person who shows up fully as themselves. They are out there being themselves, and it's so unique to them that it causes people to see them and really, really resonate hard. When people resonate hard with you, they love you. They love your energy. They love what you talk about. They love how you say what you talk about. They love the cadence that you talk at. They like it just, whatever you do, whether you are someone who is really quiet and calm talking, whether you're somebody who's really energetic, the people who you resonate with, they see it, they love it. And when you show up fully within that, you're also going to repel people who you are not for. When you show up comfortable in your body, you might repel people who are not comfortable in their body. The level of comfort and authenticity you display, it might make them uncomfortable at a level, and they'll cringe and they'll get out of your face. But the people who resonate with you, maybe they do feel more comfortable in their body, and they will be like, oh my gosh, what this girl got going on? Where has she been? How did she get like this? Like, you know, people will just really resonate with you hard when you are out there being comfortable in your body, because you finally feel safe to show up authentically as you. And you cannot feel safe to be you, to be seen, until you feel safe in your body. I used to be someone who was so wildly uncomfortable in their body. I didn't really like looking in the mirror without my clothes on. I didn't really like going out to events. Sometimes I would cancel plans or not go to parties because I just didn't know what to wear. And I'm like, everybody's going to judge me because I don't feel confident wearing a crop top, and all the girls my age are wearing crop tops and this, that, and the third. I literally used to be afraid to go to the grocery store because I thought people would be judging me, to go shop for new clothes, to look in the mirror while I'm shopping, return clothing. How humiliating. The piece of clothing didn't work out. I thought the people at the store would judge me. Maybe you're not as in the trenches as that. This has also showed up in lesser forms of being afraid to go talk to the man that you want to talk to because he's probably not attracted to me. Being afraid to go talk to people and meet new friends because, well, I just don't feel confident in myself. I used to not date for a really long time, like a really long time. It was so overwhelming to me in my nervous system that I just could not do it because I wasn't comfortable showing up who I am. This also expresses itself as avoiding certain people. You don't want to have uncomfortable conversations, so you just avoid people. You have trouble saying no because you're just not comfortable and at ease within your body. When you feel uncomfortable in your body, it shows up in your life, blocking you from opportunities. And so every single time you fall into that programming, I'm not going to put myself out there. I'm not going to talk to that person. I'm not going to sign up for this opportunity because I'm not feeling able to. You're telling yourself, I'm not worthy, and it just perpetuates that cycle. But I got out of it you could too. And this is exactly what I teach in my Limitless Love one-on-one program. We work one-on-one to specifically help you love whatever comes up in your world, and love it so that you feel it, let it go, and it never comes up to bother you again. Essentially, what you do when you're getting comfortable in your body is you are healing your nervous system. You are telling your body, mind, and soul, I am safe to hold and experience the things that I want to experience. I'm safe to attract high quality men and go on amazing dates that I love to go on. I am so safe to be seen as beautiful and to enjoy my life traveling, making memories with friends. I'm safe to make connections with other people. Other people are safe. And you are just getting to this point in your own journey where you feel safe within the world. If you don't feel so safe within yourself, anytime you have that opportunity come up, you'll talk yourself out of it. You'll hold yourself back, and if it does happen to come into your reality, you'll somehow sabotage it so that it leaves quickly. And so what I work with specifically with my one-on-one clients is helping them feel into the version of themselves, helping them create a new identity for themselves so that they can create a new reality that has a whole new set of experiences. So the link to my socials and how to apply for that will be in my show notes. But let's get right into getting you comfortable in your body today. We are going to get you to be this woman that is confident talking to new people, putting yourself in new positions. Maybe you've never gone out on a solo date before. Maybe you've never sat at the bar at a nice restaurant and had somebody come over and made a new connection that way. Maybe you've never gone out to an event and approached 10 different people in a day. But when you feel safe in your body, you feel magnetic. You are magnetic. Feeling comfortable in your body is a woman's superpower. And when you are feeling this type of magnetism radiating your own beautiful energy, you're going to start attracting greatness back into your life. You're going to find it very easy to connect with new people, making new friends that are actually the deep type of connections you crave. Like friends that you're meeting where you're talking about deep philosophical things that you like to talk about. Not just like, hey, like, what did CZQ from high school post on her Snapchat story? You're literally going to be talking about the things that really interest you. Like, for example, some of the friends I had met, I just talked to them about aliens, and I'm not expecting anyone to like really understand me or get me, but because I'm so authentic and putting myself out there, I'm connecting with people who do get me. And so when I do talk about things like quantum, reality, meditation, aliens, they're not really like batting an eye. And even though I didn't know like, oh, okay, we have these things in common, who you are attracts your people. Like your vibe attracts your tribe, they say. And it's so true. So when you are in your superpower, you are attracting people who you resonate with. And that's for friends, but also for men. If you want to create an experience where men take you on incredible dates, men provide incredible experiences for you, and you feel safe with them, you first have to feel safe within you. And when you do, oh my goodness, girl, they won't leave you alone. You will just know what I'm talking about when you experience it. When you are in this frequency, it's almost like I say, oh, they had something on them. That person has something on them. It's like that person you see in the airport or in an event where they walk by and everybody kind of turns their head and looks. And it sounds silly, like everybody's going to turn their head and look at you. And it might not be the case, but when you have that certain something on you, people recognize. And it might be very subtle, and they might just have a peak of interest. But when you are embodied and living life how you want to live it, it's noticeable. And it attracts the things that you are wanting to attract, whether that be... I mentioned this in my fun, intentional dating episode, which was a very good episode, by the way. If you didn't catch it, go watch my fun, intentional dating episode, where I explain, yes, you can be a woman of purpose dating in a way that is fun, with a purpose. You don't have to have serious dates and everything be so stuffy. If you are dating with a purpose, you're looking for some specific results. You want a quality man. You want extravagant experiences, and you also want it to be fun. So that's the podcast for you, if that's who you are. But I talked about in that episode, if you really want to attract and keep around, underline, quality men, you have to feel safe in your body, because a man spends all of his day in his head. If they're quality men, they're thinking all day long. They have a high-powered job. They are a leader. They are thinking all day long. And when he comes to you, he wants that experience to be paradise. You are his paradise. He might not know how to articulate this, but an embodied woman brings a man from his head into his body. And so you just being comfortable in your body will create a really special container for a high quality man, because he's always on go, and you are literally bringing him back down to feeling, grounding him and helping him get in touch with that feminine. When you are bringing that feminine energy and being in your body, feeling safe, feeling nurtured, is your femininity. It is your feminine superpower. If you are also in your head when you meet him, you all are both just going to be stressed out. You're both going to be thinking, what am I going to say? What am I supposed to do? Everything's going to feel robotic and like stuffy and really awkward if you are not embodied. And that's like literally the secret of going on dates and not being nervous, having a great time, and having a man invest in you. It's literally that simple. Can life be that simple? Yes, it actually is. All you need to do is just relax a little. And if you do manage to attract a high quality man, he won't really want to stay around. That used to be me. I would attract really high quality men, but for some reason they would say like, we're not compatible. Like, we're good. We're better off as friends. And it was because I hadn't regulated my nervous system enough to be able to be around them, enjoy a man's presence, enjoy an experience that I have just happening to be having around a man, not making everything about him. And I hadn't learned to be in my body, enjoying the experience. I was in my head. I was in my masculine. And so when you are always coming from your head with a man, you're not ever getting yourself to be in your feminine. And unfortunately, it's what a lot of us are ending up doing, because we'll tune into podcasts like this, and without embodying things, we'll take on rituals and rules. Oh, Sprinkle Lady says this, that, and the third. Oh, Siva says, oh, blah, blah, blah says to do this, do that. And when you're operating from rules, you're coming from your masculine. If you're trying to figure out what to say next, you are coming from your masculine, instead of just feeling safe in your body, being embodied and feeling safe to express what you want to express, be who you want to be. That is raw, real femininity. And that is what is delicious and to not just to quality men, but for you. And for friends, for attracting friends and being authentic, has that same delectable quality. And for you being you, it will feel so relaxing, because you can finally just be seen for who you are. Imagine the difference between you going on a date with a guy, you're super fucking nervous. He's nervous, you're nervous, you don't know what to say, the conversation's awkward, versus you being an embodied feminine goddess, showing up, enjoying your experience, taking your time, looking at a man softly, smiling, saying what comes up from the heart. Maybe you notice that he's nervous, but you just simply inquire and you get close to him. And pretty soon, since you're so relaxed, he has no choice but to be relaxed. And you are enjoying this experience together. Like, feel the difference between what I'm just describing, enjoying your date, enjoying the experience, enjoying the room, versus, oh my God, what the fuck do I say? What do I wear? How do I know if he's going to pay? Is he going to do this? What if he tries to kiss me? What if... And it's just really stressful and awkward. So I think I beat that point to death. So let's move on. Here's the truth. being comfortable in your body isn't necessarily what you think it means. Being comfortable in your body, come here, listen close. Being comfortable in your body does not always mean feeling good in your body. Let me explain. It's almost like that confidence thing of a confident person doesn't walk around thinking they're fucking perfect. They're not an egomaniac. A confident person knows their limits. They know that they're not perfect about anything, and they just walk around. They're like, I just am how I am, and that's okay. There's the difference between what people think being comfortable in their body is versus what it actually is. A lot of times people think feeling comfortable in your body is feeling like a bombshell. I'm a 10 out of 10. Every day I wear a bikini and I run on the beach and everyone breaks their neck. And the truth is, being comfortable in your body can literally look like bawling your eyes out. Being comfortable in your body can look like, I just need to walk away right now. Being comfortable in your body can look like laughing. Being comfortable in your body can look like just holding your hand on your heart. Being comfortable in your body can be putting that bathing suit on and walking on the beach, but it can also be putting on a t-shirt. It doesn't just depend on who you are, but your circumstances, the context, and everything that's happening for you in the moment. Being comfortable in your body means honoring your body's current needs, whatever that may be. Sometimes you are not going to feel like hot shit. Like, there are going to be days where you look in the mirror and you think, I could lose a few pounds. That's okay. Part of being comfortable in your body is honoring really tough feelings. There's going to be times where you get rejected and you think, am I worthy? There's going to be times where maybe your financial situation changes and you think, oh gosh, like, how am I going to do this? Part of the human experience is learning to honor all of these different human emotions and hold them, really hold them. So, like, for example, yesterday, I've never done this in my life. I've never done this during the yoga practice, but I was doing my yoga and I had something come up that day, and I just kept getting bugged by this emotion. It was like, hey, I'm here. I really would like some attention. And I almost could not focus on my yoga practice because I was just feeling so much. And so what the moment really called for was me just stopping yoga in the middle of class, going into Shavasana, and just noticing my emotion. Like, that can be honoring your body. Another time honoring your body might be, okay, even though I am feeling kind of meh, I'll go do the yoga practice anyways, which is part of what I did, you know? Honoring your body is also about honoring just your true blue feelings, not trying to make it something that it's not always trying to put on this front of, I think I'm sexy right now, but just feeling how you feel. I'm recording this on a day where I do not feel great in my body. The thing that happened with yesterday, the same thing that happened in yoga is happening right now. I'm just noticing different things that's coming up in my body. During different phases of your cycle, you might not feel great. I'm about to start my period. I'm not feeling 100% great. I'm not feeling 100% energy. I'm not feeling like I could just like run a marathon right now. And part of me honoring my body is just noticing, hey, I'm not feeling 100% great right now. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything about me. That doesn't mean anything about the world. It doesn't mean I need to necessarily change anything. I can just notice and honor my body with its current needs. Being comfortable in your body isn't about forcing yourself to be a certain way or feel a certain way, but honoring what is going on right now. And it sounds counterintuitive. If I'm out there in the world and I'm anxious, and really the whole point of this was so that I'm not anxious talking to people, you're saying honor how I feel 100%. There's going to be times where you see somebody and you're like, holy sheesh, I need them in my life. Like, they're so good looking, they're so successful. I'm scared to talk to them. Or even I'm scared to set a boundary with this person I'm dating. They are just like, I really don't want to lose them. But you can feel those things and feel comfortable in your body yet still take the important action that you need to take. Honoring how you feel in that situation might say, yeah, I'm feeling really anxious about this, but part of honoring myself is doing it anyways, because I can act in spite of fear. Yeah, I'm not feeling 100% great right now, but I can feel my emotions, notice them, and I can film my podcast. It doesn't mean I have to spend all day in bed. Maybe you feel insecure about an outfit that you had planned to wear all week. Just because you feel insecure in that moment doesn't mean you necessarily have to not wear it. Maybe you decide honoring your body in that situation is, okay, even though everybody else is going to be wearing your crop top, I would feel more comfortable in a t-shirt, so I don't have to. The thing is, there is no wrongs in this situation as long as you are living the life that you really want to live. If you are putting yourself out there and doing the things that you want to do, there's no such thing as losing. Losing in these situations would be saying, I really want to wear the t-shirt, but I can't because I plan to wear this, or because other people aren't going to be wearing t-shirts. Or the opposite of, I really want to wear this, but wearing it seems uncomfortable. I really want to talk to this person, but it feels uncomfortable. I really don't want to talk to this person, but I'm feeling like I have to. You see what I'm saying? There's no mistake that you're making unless you are consciously holding yourself back. And hey, if that's what you really want for your life, that's not a mistake either. You can also observe yourself. Hey, I consciously chose not to go talk to that person because it was too much for me. Maybe you don't want the growth that day. There's nothing wrong with that. And part of this is like getting rid of that program of it's possible to make mistakes, because there's no such thing as a mistake. You can do your best and then decide from there, do I want to continue on this path? Do I like where it's taking me, or would I rather something else? And so what matters is like you're getting on that path that you want to be on. This is what this is all about, right? Not just coming across a certain way, but living and embodying the life that you want to live. So what if people look at you when you walk by or not? At the end of the day, does it get you to be the woman that you want to be? At the end of the day, does it get you having the experience of life that you want to have? That's what we really care about. So as long as you are putting yourself out there, following what you really truly want to do, living your life how you want to, that's part of being comfortable in your body, is allowing the things that are uncomfortable to be there. That's how you regulate your nervous system. You're never going to learn to regulate your nervous system when talking to new people if you never talk to new people. Does that make sense? Like, you can't have yourself live a life that you want to live and be comfortable living this new life if you don't give yourself the chance and the opportunity to actually get comfortable in this new life. This is a lifelong journey of just the depth of which you can get comfortable within yourself, within life. It's never, ever, ever going to stop. Maybe at first were like me. You were afraid to talk to anybody. Maybe now you have a group of friends that you talk to. And then maybe it progresses from there and you start speaking at local events. Then maybe you meet a lot of people networking. Then maybe from there you start speaking to crowds of 10, 100, 1,000, because maybe that's your goal. You know what I mean? And so you just keep stretching yourself. You will just keep expanding yourself until eventually you're living your dream life that you've always wanted to live. And then from there, you set completely new goals that were beyond even your possible imagination of where you could go. And that's really when life starts getting good. But first part is like getting to where you really want to go in life. And not many people get the opportunity to go into Godland, we'll call it, like Godland, where you're living a life so radically beyond what you could have even possibly planned for yourself. It's God's plan, truly. So I want you to be so intentional about having grace for yourself, because part of being comfortable in your body is being comfortable with these moments of, I do not feel great. And that is okay. It's part of the human experience. You're never going to trick the universe to give me only good things. This is how you're building your unconditional love. This is how you are being the version of yourself that is love, no matter what happens. This is how you become unshakable. It's like even on the days where you might not feel great, you can feel comfortable within not feeling great. Do you get what I'm saying? And then once you can feel comfortable within discomfort, not much really bothers you anymore. That's when you start looking like a wizard to everybody. When you're no longer really bothered by anything. You're the eye of the hurricane and you're completely centered and grounded. And loving yourself unconditionally and loving your experiences unconditionally isn't a one-day commitment. It is a devotion for the rest of your life. It's a practice that you practice every single day of, okay, this situation is coming up. I can love the version of me who feels small. I can love the version of me that feels big. I can love the version of me that blah, blah, blah. It's a devotion to yourself and to your purpose, and maybe even spiritually. It's a devotion. So showing up every day and loving yourself no matter what is part of the recommitment of being comfortable in your body. It's like showing up and just loving yourself where you are. So maybe you are in your luteal phase too and you're just not feeling great. That doesn't mean you have to like push yourself into creating this experience where you feel sexy. Maybe making yourself feel great on that day looks like, okay, I want to sit on the couch and I want to take a deep breath. I want to get a blanket. I want to get a hot cocoa. I want to get a heating pad. And that's honoring that feeling. That's meeting yourself where you are. Maybe one day you're talking to a new person and you get so anxious that you leave. Maybe you leave the room to go regulate your nervous system and you sit there and you feel how you feel. Maybe you notice yourself like me in yoga, just like your emotions are becoming so big, it's like it really wants attention. So you put yourself in Shavasana and you hold your hand on your heart like I did. And it doesn't really matter what the instructor or what anybody else thinks, because you're just noticing how you feel in your body and you're honoring that. Honoring yourself and like showing up for your needs is going to look different and change for the day, for seasons of your life. And it's not about following one formula, but actually listening to your needs and getting to where you want to go and being the woman you want to be. Who do you want to be? It could be you do want to be that woman that feels sexy even when you're really bloated. So maybe part of that self-love for you is wearing the crop top when you don't necessarily feel like it, so you can just notice how you feel and any resistance to that. I know I've mentioned this example on the podcast before, but like me putting myself out there started on TikTok. And at first, this was really uncomfortable for me. I had filmed literally a month's worth of content and I hadn't posted it because I was afraid of whoever seeing it. And eventually I got to the point where I had so much good content. I was like, I have to share this. And so it became a need. It became somewhere I wanted to go. And so I put that out there even though it felt uncomfortable in my body. And so I was able to create safety of, okay, this is where I want to go, but I can honor those feelings. It too can coexist at once. You can do the thing and you can also feel afraid, or you can also feel insecure. It really works this way. And when you understand that it works this way, you can not only just feel safe in your body, but you can really get the fuck where you want to go to. And it's also a game of discernment. Not everything is supposed to feel good. It's not going to feel good from a biological safety point if a poisonous snake is like swirling around you. It's not going to feel good necessarily if you're about to jump off of a cliff with no parachute. And the same thing happens emotionally. If you have someone toxic in your life causing you stress, obviously that's not going to feel good. And when you start getting to regulate yourself, you can use your emotions as a compass. Okay, this actually isn't me just being dysregulated. This is a experience that is a dysregulated experience. This person is not healthy for me. This environment is not healthy for me. And once you feel more regulated within yourself, it's easier to make those discernments and not feel the attachment and just let it go with ease. I mean, that's what happened with my life. I used to hang out with all types of people that really weren't interested in my physical, mental, spiritual safety. And eventually it was just like, I just stopped seeing them because it wasn't a vibrational match anymore. I wasn't interested in seeing them. But for a time it was like, well, I really want to see them, but it's not good for me. But I really want to see them, but it's not good for me. And at a certain point, you just let things go. So how you can start just feeling comfortable in your body is honoring how you feel, no matter what it might be. Maybe it's anger. Maybe you notice anger and you're angry that you're even feeling it. Maybe it's sadness. Maybe you have a whole bunch of different things that are coming up for you at once. But honoring how you feel can literally just be sitting with that. I can't tell you how much of my time is spent just sitting with things. And when I first started doing that, my life looked totally different than it looks now, because when you sit with something, when you fully feel it, when you honor it, when you give it space, you're loving a past version of yourself. That past version of yourself, it gets healed, the energy passes, the emotion runs out, and it's let go of. It works so well that you don't even remember the things that you used to be upset about, and it's not a problem for you anymore. And the universe is a very perfect place, and so it gives you these experiences so that you can process things. And so when things come up, this is a great opportunity. It's a grand opportunity. Use this upset, use this feeling to just process. It's a purification process. So when you can feel comfortable in your body, you're just feeling how you feel, no matter if that's good, bad, neutral, medium. The opposite of this is using a mechanism of repression, which most people do. Most people, when they feel upset, their response, their immediate response, it's an unconscious thing, is get very tense, move their attention away from the painful thing. And if they can't do that alone, they're going to do that with alcohol. They're going to do that with drugs. They're going to do that with social media. They're going to do it with food. They're going to do it with other people. They're going to find anything that fits in their belief system as being appropriate to repress that emotion, if that's their pattern. Maybe for some people, they aren't a fan of drinking. It's not culturally appropriate. So maybe they overeat as a way of resisting those emotions. People form their own patterns around this, and so it's a game of also knowing yourself. When I'm not feeling great, what is my go-to thing? I kind of know mine, and it's almost like a cue. It's like, okay, well, if you're emotionally eating, what's going on right now? It's like a curiosity thing instead of a punishment thing. I'm doing the thing again. No, it's like, okay, well, tell me about it. What's going on, babes? Like let's work it out. And you also know when you're resisting an emotion when you're physically tense. When you're in non-resistance, you are relaxed, you're breathing easy. Think about how you feel when you're happy, just having a good time. That is non-resistance. And so when you can feel that type of bodily experience, the relaxation, the shoulder space, the deep breaths, maybe even your breaths are a little bit contracted naturally, but just following a natural breath pattern, even when you're feeling discomfort, that is going to cause the discomfort to come and pass just like a wave. When you're on this path of feeling comfortable in your body, regulating your nervous system, it might change your lifestyle. Like I explained with you that example of me just going into Shavasana, you might physically take time outs in your life, in your mind, in your day to process these things. In the book called Letting Go, he talks about doing this at the end of the day, just sitting with the things that came up during the day, the good, bad, the neutral. Maybe it literally looks like getting up and leaving to go cry. I know I do this a lot. I am a crybaby. And so if something is coming up at you to just cry about, it doesn't make the situation have to mean anything. It doesn't make the situation have any power over you. It doesn't make the situation have to go on for several years or several days or minutes even. You can literally have something upsetting happen, cry about it for a minute, and then let it go, and it never bothers you again. This is how good nervous system processing can get when you are practice at it. You have to understand, I've been doing this for years, probably for about 6 years. I've been doing things to regulate my nervous system, sitting with emotions for hours and hours. I used to sit for hours and hours just focusing on things and letting them go. I would get so high from letting things go. You know that you're regulating your nervous system. You know that you're actually letting things go and coming to safety in your body when you feel release, when you feel relief. And I would get so high off of that natural relief. And that's the difference between perpetuating something and actually sitting with something, letting it come up and just feeling safe in your body. when you have that type of relief. I'm not saying by any means to like have a situation happen, get lost in emotions and just cry and cry and cry and cry and cry for hours. No, like a lot of times something happens, I'll feel that it makes me uncomfortable. I'll notice the tendency to resist it. I'll say, okay, let's get curious. Like, what's going on here? And then I open it up. I stop resisting. It's like, oh, this really bad feeling is there. And maybe I cry about it and then I let it go. Like literally, this is like the cycle. And what I'm describing is like, it happens pretty quick for me. But if you're just learning about these things, if you're just getting there, it might take a minute to even step one, realize, oh, I'm resisting that feeling. Oh, realize, okay, this is how you stop resisting it. The reason I used to spend hours and hours sitting with something is because I was actually resisting it. I didn't know I actually had to surrender. So I would have to spend that amount of time with something because I was resisting it so much. But always honoring how you feel is the foundation for embodiment and feeling confident within yourself. Once you can like process these things, regulate your nervous system, of course you're going to feel safe in your body. You've become your own biggest supporter. You've become your own best friend. If I have something come up in my body, an invitation I might give to myself is like, tell me about it. And that doesn't mean I'm talking to myself and logically picking apart why I feel bad, but like, tell me about it is my invitation to my body to just feel everything. And when you start to feel something that's slightly uncomfortable, it's like maybe you only feel it a little bit, but then once you relax, you feel, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, there's so much pain behind this. And not to just keep going on and on about that, but it's literally the past version of yourself. Maybe you were 5 years old and someone said something mean to you and it like caused a pain within you that you never processed, and now you're getting to process that. You're getting to love that 5-year-old version of yourself. And so you literally have the privilege to sit there and feel the emotions that your 5-year-old self couldn't yet feel. And it's such a privilege, it's such an honor. And when you really feel that way, things easily process. It's like, oh, tell me about it, 5-year-old self. Wow, I love you. Still, it's like two things can coexist. You can feel that love for your 5-year-old self and feel the pain at the same time. And especially when you do that, things release easily. And this is what creates a home within your body. Not just comfort, but in a safe space. But this is what solidifies yourself to yourself as your best friend. You can share with me any discomfort. You can share with me any problem from the past. You can share with me any shame, and I will just hold space for it. Until you can hold space for yourself, you can't hold space for other people, and other people won't hold space for you in the way, in the depth that you really need until you can fully hold space for yourself. And so if you're looking for that home within another person, you ought to also create that home within yourself. And if you notice, a lot of my language, it's about feeling. And this is also why you will start to get comfortable in your body, is because feeling is tied to your feminine, and it's tied to presence. This is the last tip I'll really share with you to implement so that you can feel comfortable in your body, approach anybody without nerves, and feel relaxed just being yourself on a day-to-day basis. After you've processed all these things of nervousness with talking to people. Hey, pardon the abrupt outfit change, but my setup actually died in the middle of filming yesterday, and I was just getting to a really important part, but I felt like that was my sign. Okay, either talk about it in a different episode or touch on it later. So I will definitely be talking more on this topic of feeling super comfortable in your body, being super present, and unlocking your magnetism with other people and loving yourself even more. But I felt like I already went on about the basic foundation of how to start getting comfortable in your body. And then you just start implementing tools to help you become even more present so you can process those things and be more your authentic self along the path. So I think this is enough to digest for now, but tune in next week. Maybe I'll be talking about what I was mentioning prior, and something else that will help you love yourself more so that you can attract quality men and soulmate friendships into your life so that you just are living love in every single area. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're feeling like you really resonate with what I talked about and you could use a lot of one-on-one intensive support, you're the person who is just really you've been working on loving yourself more, you've put in the work on your own, you just know that with help you could get a lot further, then I might be a good match for you. Click the link in my podcast description if you want to learn about working with me, and I would love to hear from you soon. You can click there to apply. So with that being said, thank you all for leaving all the nice reviews and the likes, comments, shares, and follows on Instagram. If it resonates with you, please do all those things. It really helps me, and it helps me talk to the people who really need to hear this also. So thanks for showing up, and I will see you next week. Bye.